You all had a sumptuous meal. After key deliberations, the idea was to just give a sense that what as a ministry is looking for. Now, when we are going to have your views per se, be it from the partners associated with the day in RLM or the state, and also the state's perspective. I would request that when you talk about your things, only three major points are to be we expect from you, because most of us, or rather I would say all of us, know what we have and where NRLM stands for, which was deliberated in the morning session also. Only thing is we want to understand what are the key factors where your agency can support NRLM, what would be the challenges, and what could be the follow-up things which you feel are essential if it is as a partner, be it from the state, and if it is a state, what you would like from the ministry or from the partners who are here, of which as a policy matter would be required for. When we are inviting we have tried to give in. Because it's a win-win situation kind of a thing. A slight change we are suggesting that we'll have 2-3 partners, then 2-3 states, then 2-3 partners, so that sir, if you agree, there will be a good intermingling between and understanding also. So now I request Patanjali colleagues who are here to kindly come and give the perspective and be brief. Let's have 2-3-5 minutes concrete discussions on these things. And our team in the end, when we are going to have session on the deliberation post the tea break kind of a thing, and then we'll have discussion what was being expected for. So may I request now the Patanjali team, and then the anchor over here can take it forward.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I represent Patanjali Foods Limited. I'll just, we were basically given 5 minutes time. Well, now it has been curtailed, certain little no issue. But I think instead of giving the presentation, I'll just mark to the particular issues which is really important. Many of you know about Patanjali Foods. We are actually 31,000 crore company working in 8 verticals across the pan-India. And in Northeast, we have got real presence because as our aim goes, we go for Prakriti Ashirvad. All of you know about how the Patanjali functions. In the Northeast, we are on Patanjali Ayurveda is working in a long way. And to be very frank with you, in Tezpur, we have facilities where around 1,800 crore investment project has already come, Government of Assam. We are procuring a lot of items from the Northeast, particularly herbals and other plantation crops. And also we are organizing processing facilities in that particular Tezpur unit. Particularly for today's program on women empowerment, what I thought we should just, the present trend all of us know, because I'll just try to highlight on the agri-farm or horticulture aspects where the Patanjali has got relevance in the Northeast. ASRLM has already, many of you have seen in the papers and documents given to you in the back, that we are already, ASRLM already identified producer groups on farm level around 5,000. And we have 3 lakh plus beneficiaries or the members for that. So keeping that in mind, thinking of Assam particularly, what we feel that we should try to ensure that how we can support those producers group as a company. As I told you very clearly, that spice house, medicinal plants are something which we are really looking forward. And this part of the region has got lot of potentials we speak. And to be very frank, for last almost 6-8 years, we are in the process of procurement of those things through different FPOs or also organized breeders and self-help group. Madam knows, Madam Borao already knows that how in the Tezpur plant, we are also sourcing from different agencies and trying to look forward to get a good business for that region and also support the producers group to stand by of their own. This is the empowerment producers. If you see, spices and the world's level, everything we know. But what exactly in the food processing sector, we find the total workforce pan-India is around 19% goes. But in this part of the country, many a time because of the technical backup facilities not readily available on the industrial front, we have to sometime get more people from outside to ensure that the productivity and quality goes well. On that context, I just want to submit to this group that yes, the skill initiative of Government of India and the rural development activities with the Honorable Prime Minister is trying to take it forward. With that mission mode, we can probably take forward this on a particular activities on processing and value addition. If the processing and value opportunities are many, there are a lot of value chain in the processed foods. Just an example for anybody who are here from the producers group. We usually collect the producers, but then once we make a value addition, we can make money out of it. So this shows that more profit comes and how you can make yourself a wealthy person, self-satisfaction, and also morning in the inaugural session, we are very clearly told that yes, some of the lady entrepreneurs who are trying to support the husbands and other people in the family. On that context, you can really earn through the value addition and processing, which is possible in this part of the country. This is some of the examples. The microprocessing industries are something which is very much plenty in the Northeast. But in the self-help groups or the clusters, they are doing that. But that needs to be supported with quality consciousness, particularly so that they can come to the shelf for marketing. Basic objective of the value addition and processing for the agriculture-based and horticulture-based crops is that you have to reduce the post-harvest losses. If you can make it through, you can make money out of it. There are different ways of doing that. See, collection and accumulation center, that can happen through our self-help groups. Then they can put it to the pack house where the first generation entrepreneur can take up that facilities. Then comes farm to market value chain. All of us know of the value chain. I have also showed in the earlier slide. Then some of the cold chain requirements are there to maintain that to come to the departmental stores for the consumer. Then handling the logistic operations. For that matter, MOFP has got many support schemes. Operation Green is one. Then cluster linking, PPC. Then cluster and PPC linking through central processing centers. These are some of the facilities possible. The modus operandi I have just shared, I think I can skip this at the moment. But one thing I want to share is that in case we want to develop this part of the country through the cluster approach and the self-help groups and the rural development, this is something we should do. What we should do is that we link the clusters with the primary processing centers. It is not possible that every village or every growing areas or blocks we can set up big facilities. That is practically impossible in this part of the country. What we can do is that we can link them and we can make a central processing center where those clusters operations will come. And I'll just show you how the collection centers, what are the equipments. Of course, the time is limited, so I'll not go on these details. There's some of the pre-cooling things I've shown, vacuum cleaning part. And cluster concept, what we want to support here, because the time is the constant, foster nurture to self-sufficient juice extraction, because this part of the country has got a lot of very, very beautiful fruits, which has got a lot of health benefits. You can go for self-sufficient juice extraction, and then you can go for thermal processing. Thermal processing, why I have put is that it is simply heating it, so that after heating, you can make it travel for 5 to 6 hours, and bring to a mother plant or a central processing center where you can make all sort of packaging and take it forward for better utilization. So this is something which is a great thing for the Northeast, and you'll be happy to know that Northeast Center for Technology and Research, NECTAR, has taken up this in consultation, in combination with CFTRI Mysore to set up mobile processing units for the state of Assam and Meghalaya to start with. And this particular recommendations with some other recommendations, in the COVID time, I had made some, I have authored a book where it was 3-4 issues were recommended. One of the recommendations was mobile processing units, which has been taken by the Ministry of Science and Technology for the Northeast to take it forward. And what I want to say before we close this, the post-harvest management is the issue for which we in the Northeast, we are really unable to walk forward. So for that matter, pack house, pre-cooling, and refer band with humidifier. Many a time we get refer bands, but sometime with humidifier only will help, because in this part of the country, only you don't take the valued products. We also take the fresh produces. So humidifier is the effect which will help the self-help groups, NGOs, and FPO, FPC, whatever it is, to take it. And that is the confidence level for the Northeast to take it forward. This is the pack house model: collection, cleaning, grading, packing, pre-cooling and storage. Then it can be going to the market, both as a fresh produces or even for value addition and after grading. These are the refer vans and model electric mobile containers, which will take forward from the different cluster levels. This is what I was talking about, this primary processing centers. That will be in the different clusters where the self-help groups are available. We have got the producers groups in Assam to the extent of around 5,000. I think literally speaking, the number comes to around 4672, like that. And also a beneficiary list of around 3 lakhs are already there in the state of Assam. So those people, those producers' goods can be given supplemented with some support scheme. So support scheme means only give the facilities to make the primary processing center and then bring it to the mother plant to make a value addition. This is the levels of value addition possible. This is how the level goes. These are different products we can come up in the Northeast. These are the model of value chain where, why we have put organic, because this part of the country has organic certified, organic by nature, by default many people say, but we from Patanjali and other people who are in the agriculture marketing, we don't say by default. We say it naturally grown, so we can take it forward. This particular model will be a very good supplement for our self-help groups and other FPC or FPOs to take forward. This is how the production level goes. Whatever the pictures we are showing is all Northeast produces. This is the value chain processing comes. Turmeric is something which has got very good demand as on date. After COVID has given this level of superfood and functional foods, and we can really take forward that. Then the value chain marketing comes. Even the products which you are seeing here, the back pockets are from Northeast. This is how the whole thing is based on a particular model, is that packaging and marketing. If you don't do that, we will be always in the minus business. So ensure that your products are properly packed, branded, and taken forward. There are different schemes of MOPP. And I just want to add, formerly I was with Naramek as managing director. We have tried to boost this Northeast economy on agriculture front by GI tagging, geographical indication tagging. At the moment, we have got around 23 GI registered products from the Northeast. Of course, I was instrumental for 13 of them. And one such product is from Assam, Karbi Anglong ginger. World-class ginger, available in this part of Assam. Karbi Anglong ginger is a GI tag. Like that, we have many other products. I'll just sum up few. Like you have got Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal orange, then Assam, Karbi Anglong, I told you, Tezpur lychee. Recently, it has been gone with the Honorable CM's interest, which has gone out. APADA has supported that. Naga tree tomato, miso chilies, Memang Naran, Khasi mandarin, like that many things, including your, Sir Tripura, this, you have got this pineapple, Queen pineapple, GI tag done by us. So all these supports give the self-help group more strength, more confidence to globally market. The GI tagline gives that. This is the study week that's authored by me only, this booklet. And this booklet for last 2 years has really supplemented our self-help groups and many of the AIDC, who is then implementing NSC for MOPP schemes. They are taking it forward. And I wish this can be taken in a very big way for the help of the Northeastern entrepreneurs or self-help groups. These are some of the models which Ministry of Donor, this is a World Food India, first World Food India program happened in 2017. This month, December, again the World Food India program is coming up in Delhi, second time in the country. And Northeast producers can really line up their organic and superfood will give a big boost for this economy. Thank you all. I just probably tried to put it in the time bound. And I feel this sort of vocal things, if you can do it, in the conclusion part we have told, if we can take forward all these 6-7 activities together, the self-help group can really make it. This is Assam lemon, this is a GI tag. Then you got Karbi Anglong ginger, then you have got turmeric. Turmeric, particularly our neighboring state, has got a huge Lakadang turmeric. They have started with a mission. But Assam has got turmeric which has got a lot of potentials. Like that, if we can make it a must-through, we'll be able to really achieve. Hum honge kamiyat. So what we want to say in the voice of Honorable Prime Minister, be vocal for local. And we add on that with food safety protocol. Thank you, friends. Thank you, madam, for giving the scope to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Patanjali. Now, changing a little bit of the schedule, we will move to Team Bihar for experience sharing, and I would like to request Rahul Kumar sir, please give the presentation on experience sharing of Bihar SRLM.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I don't have any formal presentation. I will be sharing my experience from Bihar. So आज फर्स्ट हाफ में मैंने जीविका के बैकग्राउंड के बारे में बताया था. नाउ आई विल फोकस ऑन द प्रोड्यूसर्स कलेक्टिव्स मेजरली इन थ्री कंपोनेंट: फार्म, ऑफ फार्म एंड नॉन फार्म. So in Bihar, when we talk about producer groups, we have more than 5,000 groups. लेकिन जब हम फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनीज के बारे में बात करते हैं, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द एफपीओज विच इज़ पार्ट ऑफ 10K एफपीओ ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर. बिहार ने 10 फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनीज सेटअप की थी अंडर सेक्शन 8 कंपनीज है फुल फ्लेज्ड. एंड अगेन विद सपोर्ट ऑफ वर्ल्ड बैंक हम लोगों ने 1 to 3 करोड़ रुपीज़ के आसपास कैपेक्स हम लोगों ने एफपीसीज को दिया. आज के डेट में इन सभी एफपीसीज का अगर हम शेयर होल्डिंग देखें तो मोर देन 16,000 वीमेन जो एसएचजी मेंबर हैं, दे आर शेयर होल्डर्स ऑफ दीज एफपीसीज. और केवल लास्ट 3 इयर्स का अगर हम इनका प्रॉफिट देखें लास्ट 3 इयर्स का, तो डेट कम्स टू 74 करोड़ रुपीज़ लास्ट 3 इयर्स का. और अगर हम एक जो सबसे हमारी शुरुआती कंपनी थी जो हमने 2009 में अरण्यक जो पूर्णिया में है वो सेटअप की थी, उस कंपनी ने अभी तक 64 करोड़ रुपीज़ का अकेले उस कंपनी ने टर्नओवर उसका 64 करोड़ रुपीज़ है. अगर हम दूसरी तरफ 10K एफपीओ के पार्ट में जो हम देखते हैं तो बिहार ने फर्स्ट फेज में 2021 में 16 एफपीओ सेटअप किया. लेकिन वी आर फेसिंग लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स. अभी हम लोग वेस्ट बंगाल एसएमडी के साथ भी बात कर रहे थे, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी सर एनआरएलएम के साथ भी बात कर रहे थे, क्योंकि इसमें जो प्रॉब्लम है वी गिव ओनली 18 लाख रुपीज़ टू एफपीओज फॉर 3 इयर्स. और उसमें फिर हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि वो जो हमारे पहले से जो वेल इस्टेब्लिश जो प्लेयर्स हैं मार्केट में, जो एग्रीगेटर हैं, जो कमीशन एजेंट हैं, उनके साथ कॉम्पीट करें. दैट इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. तो हमने अभी आउट ऑफ 16 एफपीओ 14 का तो जो बिजनेस है वो शुरू करवाया. लेकिन लास्ट ईयर वी कुड मैनेज ओनली 94 लाख रुपीज़ आउट ऑफ दिस 14 एफपीओ. और इस साल हालांकि फर्स्ट क्वार्टर में 65 लाख का हुआ है, तो मे बी अराउंड 3 करोड़ और 3.5 करोड़ हम लोग इस साल एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं. बट जो फ्यूचरिस्टिक अप्रोच होना चाहिए फार्म में, जो मेरी समझ से मैंने कुछ सजेशंस राइटिंग में भी बाधवा जी को और एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी सर को भी भेजा है. जब तक हम वैल्यू चेन पे काम नहीं करेंगे, जब तक हम वेयर हाउसिंग पे काम नहीं करेंगे, जब तक प्रोसेसिंग पे काम नहीं करेंगे, तब तक हमारे जो फर्स्ट फेज के एफपीसी थे उन्होंने भी अगर मुनाफा कमाना शुरू किया है तो वो वैल्यू चेन के कारण ही, वैल्यू एडिशन के कारण ही किया है. तो अभी हम लोगों ने जो एग्जिस्टिंग स्कीम्स हैं, चाहे वो पीएमएफएमई की स्कीम्स हो या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की अपनी स्कीम्स हो, तो आउट ऑफ 10 एफपीसी 4 एफपीसीज का हम लोगों ने कन्वर्जेंस से जो वैल्यू एडिशन का प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट, चाहे वो स्पाइस में हो, ऑयल में हो, फ्लोर में हो, लेंटिल में हो, वो हमने शुरू किया है. और पर एफपीसी ऑलमोस्ट 1.5 to 2 करोड़ रुपीज़ का हम लोगों ने फाइनेंसिंग करवाया है अभी. तो आउट ऑफ 10 4 का फाइनेंसिंग हो चुका है, 6 जो है वो अभी पाइपलाइन में है. जो एफपीओ है उसका चूँकि कैपेक्स तो 18 लाख रुपीज़ एनआरएलएम की ओर से हमें मिल रहा है, लेकिन ऑपेक्स के लिए अभी हमने बैंक से पर एफपीओ 20 to 25 लाख रुपीज़ का हम लोगों ने फाइनेंसिंग करवाना शुरू किया है. उसके लिए डेट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ पॉलिसी एडवोकेसी, लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट्स फ्रॉम एसआरएलएम. लेकिन 6 out of 16 को उसमें भी वर्किंग कैपिटल इन ट्यून ऑफ 25 लाख रुपीज़ वो अभी हम लोग को मिल चुका है. अगर हम ऑफ फार्म की बात करें तो बिहार ने गोट्री में, जो हमारा सीमांचल का एरिया है, जो वेस्ट बंगाल और जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट से जो सटा हुआ एरिया है, वहाँ हम लोगों ने सीमांचल गोट्री कंपनी लिमिटेड हम लोगों ने अभी जस्ट शुरू किया है. चूँकि नई कंपनी है, 1.54 करोड़ का भी टर्नओवर है उस कंपनी का. बट अच्छी बात यह है कि हम लोगों ने बिहार का पहला मॉडल मीट आउटलेट कटिहार में हम लोगों ने ओपन किया है. क्योंकि जो मीट का जो बिजनेस है वो पूरी तरह से अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में है. तो अगर हम उसमें वैल्यू और क्वालिटी ऑफर नहीं करेंगे तो हम बाकी जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्लेयर्स हैं उसके तुलना में हम अगेन उसमें कॉम्पीट नहीं कर पाएंगे. ऑफ फार्म में डेयरी में वी आर डूइंग बेटर डिस्पाइट वी हैव ए वेरी गुड कोऑपरेटिव. हमारा सुधा ब्रांड है जो कॉम्फेड का है, उसके बावजूद जिन 3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में कॉम्फेड का प्रेजेंस उतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं था, उसको फोकस करके हमने कौशिकी महिला विमेन मिल्क प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी लिमिटेड हमने सेटअप किया. Today we have 49,000 women shareholder of that company, and our turnover is more than 200 crore rupees. और अभी हम लोगों ने 1 लाख लीटर पर डे मिल्क पुल करना शुरू किया है. लास्ट मंथ जुलाई में वी हैव क्रॉस दैट बेंचमार्क 1 लाख लीटर का. और हम अगेन उसमें भी वैल्यू एडिशन हम लोगों ने किया है, तो उसका जो कर्ड, घी, खोया, ये सारे प्रोडक्ट भी हम लोगों ने लॉन्च किया है. मदर डेयरी के साथ और स्टेट का जो अपना कॉम्फेड है सुधा, दोनों के साथ हम चेक एंड बैलेंस के साथ अपना बिजनेस को धीरे धीरे उसमें भी हम ग्रो कर रहे हैं. नन फार्म में जैसा अभी फर्स्ट सेशन में विभू ने भी, स्टेट मिशन डायरेक्टर वेस्ट बंगाल ने भी बताया कि नन फार्म में कंपैरेटिवली थोड़ा सा इजी होता है. अगर हम फार्म की तुलना में देखें तो जो एक कलेक्टिव के साथ आगे बढ़ने के लिए, तो नन फार्म में मैं 5-6 एग्जांपल ब्रीफली देना चाहूँगा. सबसे पहले चूँकि बिहार में मधुबनी पेंटिंग बहुत ही फेमस है और मतलब वर्ल्ड फेमस है. मेनी ऑफ आवर SAG मेंबर्स हैव रिसीव्ड पद्मा अवार्ड्स जो मधुबनी पेंटिंग में जो काम करती है. तो एक तरह से बिहार में जो मधुबनी पेंटिंग का रिवाइवल है, वो कहीं ना कहीं जीविका के जो मोमेंट है, दोनों एक साथ वो को टर्मिनस है अगर हम कह सकें. और तो एक शिल्प ग्राम कंपनी हम लोगों ने सेटअप की थी जिसमें 3000 से अधिक महिलाएं हैं. ना केवल मधुबनी पेंटिंग में बल्कि सिक्की आर्ट, सुजनी आर्ट, बैम्बू क्राफ्ट और इस तरह से जितने जो लोकल आर्ट्स हैं उसको हम लोग प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. हम लोगों ने एक अपना ऑनलाइन पोर्टल भी लॉन्च किया था और मुझे बताते हुए बहुत खुशी है कि ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भी उस ऑनलाइन पोर्टल से शॉपिंग की. उन्होंने ट्वीट करके इसकी जानकारी दी. और लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू कॉम्पीट विथ अगेन अमेजन, फ्लिपकार्ट, ये जो बड़े प्लेयर, जो बड़े एग्रीगेटर हैं, तो हम उनके बिजनेस में उनको हम मात नहीं दे सकते हैं. ये बात हम लोग को समझने की ज़रूरत है. इसलिए ऑनलाइन पोर्टल लॉन्च करने के बाद भी जो हमारा टोटल सेल है उससे वो बहुत ही इनसिग्निफिकेंट वो है अभी तक. हमने आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट के अलावा बी कीपिंग में ऑलमोस्ट एवरी ईयर वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग 500 मीट्रिक टन हनी इन बिहार थ्रू आवर SAG वीमेन. और अभी 10,000 से अधिक महिलाओं को हम लोगों ने इसमें जोड़ा है. लास्ट ईयर वी हैड अ ब्रेक थ्रू विथ डाबर, जहां हम लोगों ने 180 मीट्रिक टन रॉ हनी हमने डाबर को बेचा, तो उससे हमें कुछ बेटर प्राइस मिल पाया है. एक बहुत ही अच्छा हम लोगों ने स्टेट से जो इंस्टीट्यूशनल बिजनेस है गवर्नमेंट का, उसमें कैंटीन सर्विसेज में दीदी की रसोई हम लोगों ने शुरू किया. और फर्स्ट फेज में हमने स्टेट के सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल और मेडिकल कॉलेजेस सबको कवर किया. देन वी आर मूविंग टू जो कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के कैंटीन हैं, और अभी तक हमने 100+ कैंटीन खोला है जिसमें 1500 महिलाओं को काम मिल रहा है. और ऑलमोस्ट 2 इयर्स में ही 60 करोड़ से अधिक का बिजनेस इन कैंटीन ने किया है. और मुझे बताते हुए बहुत खुशी है कि जो क्वालिटी हम दे रहे हैं, तो अदर देन स्टेट इंस्टीट्यूशंस, जो वहाँ पे RBI का स्टेट हेडक्वार्टर है, स्टेट बैंक का स्टेट हेडक्वार्टर है, दे केम टू अस, और हमने वहाँ भी अपना दीदी की रसोई का जो कैंटीन है वो हमने सेटअप किया है. स्टिचिंग यूनिट भी हम लोगों ने, इंडस्ट्रियल स्टिचिंग यूनिट जिसमें 4000 महिलाएं काम कर रही हैं. एक से यूनिट में हमारे 400 से 500 महिलाएं काम कर रही हैं. और हमने अगेन जो रिलायंस ट्रेंड्स हैं, जो V2 है, इन कंपनियों को हम लोगों ने एक्सप्लोर किया है. और जो अगेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल जो हमारे स्कूल्स के लिए अभी हमारी बात चल रही है, ICDS आंगनवाड़ी सेंटर्स के साथ भी जो यूनिफॉर्म सप्लाई है उसके लिए भी हम लोग फाइनल स्टेज में हैं. बट जो हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट में IPD पेशेंट के लिए या स्टाफ नर्स के लिए जो ड्रेस की सप्लाई है, वो कम्प्लीटली अब हम दीदी का जो सिलाई घर हम बोलते हैं उसके थ्रू हम लोग कर रहे हैं. हमने फूड फोर्टिफिकेशन यूनिट्स भी वहाँ पे सेटअप किया है प्रोड्यूसर कलेक्टिव में. ब्रास क्लस्टर हमने सेटअप किया है. और कैसे जो हमारे यहाँ जो मतलब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री भी कहते हैं कि आपदा में अवसर जो हम कहते हैं, तो बिहार ने जब, आपको मैं बता दूं कि जीविका दीदियों के डिमांड पे वहाँ पे राज्य सरकार ने प्रोहिबिशन लागू किया. प्रोहिबिशन लागू करने की जो 2-3 इम्पैक्ट जो अलग हो सकते हैं अदर देन जो हेल्थ पे, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर पे होता है. जो फैमिली कंट्री लिकर में या टॉरी टैपिंग में जो फैमिलीज इंगेज थी, उनके सामने अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का इशू आया. तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने जो अल्ट्रा पुअर के लिए हमारे यहाँ एक सतत जीविकोपार्जन योजना चलती है, उसमें जो टॉरी टैपिंग या कंट्री लिकर वाली फैमिली थी उसको भी कवर किया. और साथ ही साथ अभी रिसेंटली हम लोगों ने उसमें एक नई चीज़ की है कि जो शराब बाहर से आती है, दूसरे स्टेट से जो पकड़ी जाती है एक्साइज या पुलिस के द्वारा, उन पकड़ी गई शराब को हम लोग डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं। अब उस शराब की बोतल से हम लोग ग्लास बैंगल बनाना हम लोग ने शुरू किया है। उसके लिए हम लोगों ने यूपी में फिरोजाबाद से अपनी दीदियों को भेज के ट्रेनिंग दिलवाया और शराब की बोतल से ग्लास बैंगल्स बनाना शुरू किया। और जो टारी टैपिंग में जो फैमिली इन्वॉल्व थी उसको ट्रेनिंग देके नीरा बनवाना शुरू किया। तो अभी लास्ट ईयर मतलब इस साल 2023 के समर में जो मार्च से लेके जुलाई के पहले का प्री मानसून का जो टाइम होता है, हमारे 16,000 दीदियों ने 1,35,00,000 लीटर नीरा, जो बहुत ही हेल्दी ड्रिंक होता है, उसको सेल किया है, प्रोड्यूस किया है एंड सेल किया है, एंड दे हैव अर्न 25 करोड़ रुपीज़ बाय दिस वन इनिशिएटिव। इस तरह के और भी जो मतलब फार्म, नॉन फार्म और ऑफ फार्म में प्रोड्यूसर कलेक्टिव्स के क्षेत्र में काम बिहार में हम लोग कर रहे हैं। बट जो पॉलिसी सपोर्ट हमें रिक्वायर्ड है, चाहे वो NRLM के लेवल पे हो या एग्जिस्टिंग जो कन्वर्जेंस स्कीम्स के साथ जो हो सकता है। अगर हम FPO की बात करें, जो मैंने पहले कहा है कि अगर कैपेक्स अगर हम नहीं बढ़ाएंगे, मैंने एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी सर से भी रिक्वेस्ट किया है कि जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर का F10 के FPO का गाइडलाइन है, उसके ऊपर या तो हमें टॉप अप देना होगा या नाबार्ड के साथ या सीडबी के साथ कोई इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म होना चाहिए कि वर्किंग कैपिटल हम एक्सप्लोर कर पाएँ। वो पहला जो सपोर्ट है जो रिक्वायर्ड है। सेकेंड, जो FPO में गाइडलाइन है कि जो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर हैं या अकाउंटेंट है, वी आर पेइंग ओनली 25,000 एंड 10,000 रुपीज़ रेस्पेक्टिवली। उसमें कोई भी क्वालिटी मैन पावर हमें नहीं मिलने वाला है। जो मिलता भी है फिर वो कुछ महीने बाद छोड़ के वो चला जाता है। तो उसके लिए एक ऑल्टरनेटिव ये हो सकता है कि जो हमारे पास प्रोफेशनल्स हैं SRLM के अंदर, जो VRP हैं, जो एग्री एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, उनको क्यों ना हम लोग इन नए FPO के CE के रूप में कुछ उनको बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट की ट्रेनिंग दिला के उसको हम लोग इस रोल में अगर यूज कर पाएँ, तो ये हमारा जो हमेशा ड्रॉप आउट का जो केस होता है उसको हम लोग एड्रेस कर पाएंगे। मेरा एक और सजेशन होगा कि हम FPO में फार्मर्स को मोबिलाइज करते हैं। ऑल वीमेन FPO में फार्मर मोबिलाइजेशन जो बाकी FPO के मोबिलाइजेशन से थोड़ा सा अंतर उसमें होता है, क्योंकि बाकी जो नॉर्मल FPO हैं उसमें किसान का हो सकता है कि जो लैंड है उसका एरिया थोड़ा बड़ा होता है। हमारी जो गरीब महिलाएं हैं उनका जो जोत का आकार है वो छोटा होता है। तो हम मोबिलाइजेशन में पैरेलल हम एफर्ट लगाएं, उसकी तुलना में अगर जो हमारा CLF है, CLF में एवरेज 7,000 to 9,000 जो महिलाएं पहले से होती हैं, अगर हम CLF में एक वर्टिकल एक बनाएं और उसको पॉलिसी हम लोग को ऐसा डिजाइन करना होगा कि उनको इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ के लिए हम अलाउ करें, और उसी को हम लोग एक मतलब विंग के रूप में FPO अलग से हम लोग मतलब फॉर्म नहीं करके CLF के साथ ही इंटरप्राइज, हम चाहें तो उसको इंटरप्राइज सपोर्ट फंड कुछ NRLM से हम दे सकते हैं, और तब मतलब ये ज़्यादा सक्सेसफुल होगा। क्योंकि एक और चीज़ मैं बताना चाहूँगा, जो FPO में हम बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर में जिन महिलाओं को रखते हैं और जो हम चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव जिसको रखते हैं, एक्चुअल जो डिसीजन मेकिंग है वो अभी भी अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारी दीदियाँ नहीं ले पाती हैं। वो जो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव हैं, जो हमारे अकाउंटेंट हैं, वही सब कुछ करते हैं, और जो साइन करवाने का काम है वो महिलाओं से करवाया जाता है, जो फ्यूचर में कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम वो क्रिएट कर सकता है। तो बेहतर होगा कि हम अपने CLF का, हालांकि हम सब जगह देख रहे हैं कि CLF का जो मैनेजमेंट है वो दीदियाँ बहुत अच्छे से चला रही हैं। परसों मैं एक CLF के AGM में गया था, एनुअल जो जनरल मीटिंग है, उस CLF की जो मास्टर बुक कीपर है वो साल में 25 करोड़ का वो अकाउंटिंग वो कर रही है, 25 करोड़ रुपीज़। तो वो क्यों नहीं जो FPO है या उसको वो देख पाएगी, जबकि हम अलग से अकाउंटेंट रखें। तो इस चीज़ को हम लोग को थोड़ा सा NRLM लेवल पे एक थॉट देना चाहिए। एक और पॉलिसी सपोर्ट हमें चाहिए होगा। इसके लिए मैं अगेन जितने भी यहाँ पे स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं उसमें रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ कि हमारे कुछ FPC, जैसे मैं नाम ले सकता हूँ पूर्णिया और खगड़िया के FPC, NCDX में वो लोग लिस्टिंग के बाद फ्यूचर और ऑप्शन में वो लोग अपना मार्केटिंग वो करते हैं, बट उनको चूँकि कंपनी एक्ट से वो रजिस्टर्ड है तो 1% उनको टैक्स उसमें NCDX से वो लगता है। अगर हम पॉलिसी इस तरह का एडवोकेसी कर पाएँ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लेवल पे कि उनको कम से कम जो वीमेन FPO है, वीमेन FPC है, उसको टैक्स वेवर 1% जो लगता है डिडक्शन जो होता है उससे अगर हम दे पाएँ तो वो डेट विल बी वेरी ग्रेट हेल्प। और दो और मेरा सजेशन है ऑफ फार्म में जैसे वेस्ट बंगाल भी फेस कर रहा है, हम लोग भी फेस कर रहे हैं। पोल्ट्री के लिए जो हमने प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी के लिए जो बजट रखा है NRLM से वो समवेयर अराउंड 5 करोड़ टू 6 करोड़ के आसपास का है, और उसमें हम कन्वर्जेंस पे बहुत डिपेंडेंट है। जैसे अगर पोल्ट्री है तो उसका जो शेड है वो हम चाहते हैं कि मनरेगा से वो बने, वो बहुत अच्छी बात है, कन्वर्जेंस को तो एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए, लेकिन अगर उस पर हम डिपेंडेंट रहेंगे तो फिर ये इसका सक्सेस जो है वो हमेशा डाउटफुल होगा। तो हम 5 करोड़ की जगह इसमें भी ओवर द मतलब जो कन्वर्जेंस के अलावा भी अगर कुछ कैटल सेट बनाना हो या कुछ और भी मशीनरी वैल्यू चेन में अगर ऐड करनी हो तो वो भी हम लोग को जरूर इंक्लूड करना चाहिए। और लास्ट में मैं नॉन फार्म में ये कहना चाहूँगा कि नॉन फार्म में प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी सेटअप करना आसान है, लेकिन बिग प्लेयर्स के साथ कॉम्पीट करना मुश्किल है। तो हमें NRLM में सेपरेट मार्केटिंग वर्टिकल अब समय की मांग है कि वो होना चाहिए, क्योंकि उसके बिना फिर हम जो है वो उसका फ़ायदा नहीं ले पाएंगे। लास्ट वीक हम लोग बांग्लादेश गए थे, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी सर JS मैम एंड आसाम त्रिपुरा की भी टीम थी साथ में हम लोग के। हम लोगों ने देखा कि उनका जो अरोंग ब्रांड है वो काफ़ी अच्छा कर रहा है। वो केवल इसलिए अच्छा कर रहा है कि उन्होंने ब्रैक ने अपना अल्ट्रा पुअर प्रोग्राम सेपरेट रखा है, मार्केटिंग प्रोग्राम सेपरेट रखा है, लेकिन हम अपने SRLM से चाहते हैं कि जो आदमी नॉन फार्म में जो हनी पे काम कर रहा है, जो बैम्बू क्राफ्ट पे काम कर रहा है, वही अमेजन के साथ भी कॉम्पीट करेगा। वो अगेन ये होने वाला नहीं है, इसलिए NRLM से इस पॉइंट पे भी हमें सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत होगी। तो चूँकि समय कम है, बहुत सारे पार्टनर्स को भी अपनी बात रखनी है, तो इसी पॉइंट पर मैं अपनी बात समाप्त करूँगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Rahul Kumar sir. It was indeed a very resourceful presentation. बहुत सारे points उभर के आए हैं. Definitely we will keep a note of that. और जितना भी हो सके we will try to implement as much as we can. Now moving to further to the next session, I would like to request Bibhu Goyal sir, CEO of West Bengal SRLM. Sir, please give a presentation.
Thank you very much, and very good afternoon to all of you. Post-lunch sessions are usually very boring, and the times that we also have is very small that I have got. So I wouldn't run you typically to a presentation, though I have a presentation, but I'm limiting myself to the challenges that we are facing on the ground for both farm and non-farm livelihood. Sharing, you put up the presentation. I would take approximately 5 minutes to cover the themes and a 3-minute video to sum it up. Okay. As Rahul sir also was mentioning, as far as the challenges in, next slide, as far as the challenges in farm livelihood is concerned, if we talk about West Bengal SRLM, the data that I want to share with you is just the number of PGs, the number of Ps and FPOs which have been found by SRLM. So we'll see that the institutions, the PGs, though we have been able to make a dent, we have been, over a period of time, we are in a process of formation of the producer groups. The funding also disbursement seems to be in order, but if we talk about the farmer producer organization, the FPOs, we are somehow not able to deliver on the ground. Now, what could be a reason? There's no rocket science. What I think Bihar has said and what we are facing challenges in the other states also, the capex is an issue. 18 lakh, 3 years, of course, it's a tough situation. Plus, we are talking about those women who are dependent upon the men folks for agri-specific livelihood. If we talk about non-farm, we can think of a woman making a patachitra. We can think of a woman who is stitching a garment which she is traditionally doing. We can think of a woman who is involved in, suppose, trading of ICDS material because she can be trained to do it in a small period of time. But if we talk about a farm livelihood per se in which she is dependent upon her family or upon her husband or her family, we are talking about formation of collectives, minimum say 300, what we talk about in 10K FPO, of a minimum 300, 350 women who are dependent upon some other person who has an 18 lakh capex limit in 3 years with no institutional support per se, and we are expecting that the infra fund to be disbursed in say lakhs and crores, it becomes a challenge. Though there is a policy, though there are guidelines, though there are states which are able to do it, but somehow in Bengal, because of some peculiar and some common reasons, we are not able to do it. Next slide. these are a typical, the PGs which are prevalent in the state. And as you can see, typically, if we see the number of the producer group, potentially those farmers, those women farmers are able to do the works which are traditionally into that particular area. For example, we see goat farming, fruits and vegetables, oyster mushroom in those areas wherein they have traditionally or their family are involved in that. Next slide. So I'll skip it. Next slide. Next slide. Next. Yeah. Last one. The challenges. Apart from the policy level intervention, I think very, very small interventions at the starting, if we miss, somehow will lose the bus. What we saw in the field is that the current account opening, I'm talking about PGs and not FPOs, the current account opening of what women are saying are facing a huge challenge because somehow they are not having PGs are not having a PAN card. Specific PAN card is not there. Without PAN card number, what the banks are saying is we cannot process the application. So what we and other states are doing is we are mitigating this problem by converting PGs into association of individual, which itself is a challenge. So this is just one example by which the speed of formation of PG and further FPO is facing a huge setback. Commodity trading, of course, it involves participation from members. We are talking about 300 members who are traditionally involved in different areas, bringing them together in a farm-related product, that to a single uniform farming and marketing. This becomes a challenge. Transport, sorting, and labor-related cost and negotiations which are involved for a woman is a challenge. And of course, storage takes a lot of problem because at the ground level, the PGs or the FPOs are not having their own godowns or not having their own large spaces where they can potentially store their inventory. Next slide. So this is fine. This is a general way forward. Next. Next. These are some of the examples of some marketing which we have done in the state. No rocket science, but yes, in some of the products at least we have been able to make some dent. Next. So Cholar Chatu, Besan, Govind Bhog rice, this is a very famous rice commodity in Bardwan area. Then some ghee products, honey products, this we are able to market. Next. Black cardamom and turmeric, I wanted to discuss because this has a huge potential, and tomorrow I think some of the PGs will be here to display their products. They are having a very good turnout, and they are having a very good, so to say, profit in the North Bengal area especially. Some MOUs which we did, but again, this is easy. This is more for publicity rather than the output. You see, Big Basket, Flipkart and Swiggy's, what they are doing is, if we are able to, what we are trying to do is, MOUs okay, getting the products are okay, but if we typically see the cost which is involved, once we have the MOU done, say in Flipkart and Amazon, a typical product, say of which is of 700, 800 rupees is unfortunately gone to double of their price. Though they say that 5%, 7%, 3% of the, they charge the overheads. But what our experience is, both farm and non-farm, especially non-farm, farm we are not able to do that much successfully, but non-farm products, they are charging a huge premium. Not only their premium, but additional costs are so much that a typical X amount of product is the cost price, the selling price becomes 2X, which ultimately becomes non-feasible in the market. So the only thing which we think as far as state is concerned is either we have our own portal so that at least some of the commodities which are in high demand can be sold directly to the consumer, for which we are doing a portal, and I think by next month it should go live. But in a larger scheme of things, even if it goes live and even if we have some commodities who we are able to serve to the customer, I think what we have seen in the other areas like Bangladesh and New Delhi also, somehow or the other, the sale volumes or the output is not as much as what governments require. So we have to go beyond our traditional, conventional resources. And as Bihar team was also, sir was saying, we have to think of a specific marketing team in NRLM spanning across all these state rural livelihood missions, which are not competitor amongst ourselves, but which becomes an aggregator for the entire country to take it to the next level. So this is some of the success stories in that in the state. Don't have time, so I won't. I'll leave the presentation if anyone is interested. This is a busy slide, but again, what we are trying to say is that we, as a state in FPOs, are not seeing a huge, what do I say, immediate profit because of the reasons that I elucidated. We have to leverage on various other departments. We have to go in conjunction with the other departments, segregate the PGs based upon their achievements. The accounting, the finance management has to be strengthened. Udyog Mitras or the CSPs who are specifically trained have to be deployed. Otherwise, we won't get the required momentum. And of course, the institutional sales has to be generated in such a manner so that we act as an aggregator of the entire country, not only in the state. Otherwise, we won't be anywhere. So this is about the farm livelihood. Next, please. Next. 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 Okay. As far as non-farm livelihood is concerned, there are 3 or 4 examples which I want to narrate, which we are doing in the state. And I have a very small video to back it up. A couple of years ago, the state thought that whatever government, big businesses we are doing through government, let us give it to SAGs directly. So at the highest level, state thought that why not all the government schools, we do the stitching of the uniforms centrally at the district level through our self-help group institutions. So in the recent year only, we were able to, more than 80,000 schools were roped in, all government schools, and we were able to do more than 4 crore uniform items stitched through self-help group institutions, generating a business of more than 300 crore in 1 year. Overall business was 500 crore. This 300 crore directly went to the self-help groups. The remaining 200 was sourcing of the cloth, which was done through another MSME department. Another initiative that the state took was all the ICDS material in Anganwadi. हमारे यहाँ 300 से ज़्यादा 350 आंगनवाड़ी centers में direct trading is being done through self-help group institutions. Third initiative which we are doing right now is paddy procurement of during our KMS season. The KMS season will start from November. Last year we did a 5 lakh MT paddy procurement through self-help groups. This year the target is 20 lakh MT, which is in fact 30 to 40% of the entire state's target. This all will be done through all the self-help group institutions, primarily through CLFs. This list is unending. For example, recently we have started this sanitary napkin production and manufacturing unit, both for the ICDS girls and the girls, which will be distributed through Anganwadi centers, and also through the labor rooms in the hospitals. So the government is thinking that all the non-farm initiatives to be done through self-help groups to give them more business. But again, the challenge is whether it is an end in itself or not. This is just a starting of ensuring that the business is given to the institutions, but what next? How do we scale it up? Whether it is an end in itself or whether the SHG institutions will support it through other activities or probably further ramp it up. So that's a question that state is asking. Let's see how we do it. We have a stress history, there's a marketing unit in the state level. In every state, in every district, we have one stress history outlet, which is a brick and mortar unit, selling all the SHG related items at one go. So all the district magistrates, the additional magistrates, and our project directors are they are the key to run these businesses. And we are ensuring that the average annual income, what we have seen is more than 6 crore in the last fiscal, and we hope that it will go double this year. As Rahul sir was also saying, there is a concept of SHG cafeteria cum canteens in the state. We call it Khadya Chhaya units. Honorable Chief Minister a few months back inaugurated 50 such outlets at one go. Remaining 12 are upcoming. In fact, in one of the Khadya Chhaya unit, the profit is touching 1 lakh per month as we are speaking. So once we have this institutionalized cafeterias, and we are in touch with hospitality partners to take it to the next level, especially at the urban zones. For example, in Kolkata, in Siliguri, in Asansol, Durgapur, Kharagpur, wherever we are able to identify good hospitality chains, we are trying to train our SHG women as well as supplying them more backward and forward integration so that these cafeterias can run in a profitable manner. Sanitary napkin units in every district we are trying to do. Next, please. So this is just a rough number of what Uniform initiative has done for the state. Next. Some of the pictures of the uniform distribution. We have a centralized repository unit like a mall in Calcutta. All of you, when you come to Calcutta, you are most welcome to visit the shopping mall wherein SHGs only run their brands and the sale directly happens to the customers. These are inside of the mall, and some of the district and railway stations and two airport, Siliguri and Bagdogra, where these units have come in the recent past. Next, please. Recently in the G20 summit held in Calcutta, all the SHG materials were displayed at various hotels. We got a very positive response for various embassies. And in fact, various embassies are in touch with us so that we can supply the products directly through the SHG institutions. Next, please. Okay, so this is about the challenges of both farm and non-farm. I just want to finish this by there is a presentation, brief presentation, sorry, the video. So if we can show that. Volume is not working.
More than 86,000 crores will back as a West Bengal State Rural Livelihood Mission under Panchayats and Rural Development Department has already achieved milestone of more than 10 lakh SHG promotion under the flagship program National Rural Livelihood Mission. With the credit linkage amounting more than 86,000 crores, women SHG members are involved in multiple livelihood opportunities. WBSRLM under Panchayats and Rural Development Department is working stringently with the vision of strengthening the livelihood of rural SHG women through convergence with different departments under the state government. Production and supply of school uniforms through SHGs is one of those landmark convergence initiatives.
আমরা মেয়েরা স্কুলে মাপ নেওয়া, কাটিং করা, টিচিং করা, আয়রন করা, প্যাকেটিং করা সবকিছু আমরা মেয়েরাই নিজেরা করে আমরা সরকারি অর্ডার অনুযায়ী আমরা ঠিকঠাক সাপ্লাই দিতে পেরেছি।
এখানে অনেক এসএইচজি মহিলা টেলারিং এর কাজ জানতো না। এখানে এসে আমাদের সঙ্গের মাধ্যমে ট্রেনিং এর মধ্য দিয়ে এরা কাজও জেনে গেছে।
Since 2012-13, the SHGs are involved in school uniform production in the scattered way. In 2022-23, this initiative has been structured in convergence with 7 departments of Government of West Bengal. With the issuance of work orders for 83,135 schools from the end of School Education and Minority Affairs and Madrasa Education Department and supply of 447 lakh meter fabric from micro, small and medium enterprises and textiles department, 53,000 SHGs got involved with more than 1.45 lakh SHG members to supply 2 sets of school uniform to 1.21 crores students under the active supervision of the state government. To deliver this huge consignment, skill development of around 77,000 SHG members have been done by Technical Education Department department and RCTs. From cutting to the last mile uniform delivery, the earning of SHG institutions is 300 crores, with which per SHG member earning is 20,000 approximately, which is a substantial support to the household income at rural Bengal. With the procurement of required cutting, stitching, buttoning machines, Sangha Samobayas become self-sustained for opting tailoring as one of the major livelihood opportunities at the Gram Panchayat level.
54 schools or 25 ladkiyan.
The time-bound implementation of this initiative through SHG institutions has built up the confidence among rural women to carry this venture in a perpetual manner, and also developed confidence of the state government for providing uniform production activity of others department in near future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, Team West Bengal. It was indeed a very informative presentation among us. Many points have been discussed, right from the capex to the price inflation due to MOU with different agencies like Flipkart and Amazon, and why should we have our own portal. And yes, there are many successful business model also which has shown very clearly here. Now we'd like to move forward to experience sharing from support agencies, and I would like to request GIZ to support the experiences. After GIZ, next APIDA will share the experiences, followed by GT, then NAFED.
Respected dignitaries and the guests, it's heartiest greetings from German Development Corporation. We would like to present you a few slides where you will see the association of German Development Corporation along with State Rural Livelihood Mission as well as Jibika in Bihar. Slide please. GIZ.